It is a very good afternoon and welcome to ZTN News Blitz. Let's take a quick look at our top stories. Zimbabwe lockdown review expected today. Police inspect Chingono Ngarivume's homes. Fussy Mpumalanga politician blows 21,000 United States dollars on hotel stay. And in sport, will Nakamba's Aston Villa survive relegation? Now on to the news in greater detail. Zimbabwe could review its COVID-19 lockdown restrictions today. The country's President Emmerson Mnangagwa is expected to make a public announcement on the review. Zimbabwe is on level 2 lockdown, which allows businesses to operate under strict regulations. But with cases now at 1,713, Cabinet resolved to tighten the lockdown. The question on every Zimbabwean's mind right now is, how tight will the regulations be? Information Secretary Nick Mangwana speaks.
The thinking is that we need probably localized lockdown, scientifically based on hotspots. Where is the cluster of our infections? Let's lock down that area. Where is another cluster of infections? Lock down that area. So we hope the Cabinet will come up with a position on this suggestion that came from the Working Party. And we also hope the President will make pronouncements which are scientifically based, which we know is going to do that. But at the moment, science is leading our thinking, science is leading our policy making, science is leading our interventions.
Health expert Dr. Prosper Chonzi has recommended a total lockdown in the wake of the number rising of cases and deaths. So far, 26 people have died from the virus, while local cases stand at 841 and imported cases are 877. A total of 472 people have recovered from the virus.
I think looking at the number of cases that are now coming in, this exponential rise in cases, looking at the number of deaths that is also going up, and looking at the weaknesses in our health system, I think we need to look at issues of lockdown again, at least a week or two of complete lockdown, so that we can get on top of the situation. This might give us an opportunity to re-strategize so that we don't have more cases. But it must be a balance between the economy and the
Police in Zimbabwe have conducted inspection in loco at the homes of Transform Zimbabwe leader Jacob Ngarivume and journalist and political activist Hopewell Chingono. The two were arrested yesterday for allegedly inciting public violence. The Zimbabwe AntiCorruption Commission says it wants to retain a percentage of proceeds from the sale of seized ill-gotten assets. Seized assets are forfeited to the state and further liquidated, with the money deposited into a consolidated revenue fund. Commissioner John Makamure told ZTN that retaining part of money would help capacitate the Commission's Assets Recovery Department. To date, the Commission says it has recovered assets worth 100 million United States dollars from corrupt individuals.
In order to capacitate the institution so that we have adequate resources to be able to fight this corruption, we must retain a percentage of assets that we recover so that we capacitate the institution. But at the moment, all what we recover goes into state coffers. We have now a fully fledged unit which is making again progress in recovering assets. We have so far, since we came into office, managed to recover assets in excess of 100 million US dollars. We have a target by the end of the year to recover 300 million worth of assets. And we are confident that we are going to exceed that target.
Zimbabwe is currently holding its fifth forex auction amid indications the country's price discovery phase could take much longer. Today's weighted average, the carrying official rate for the week, will be announced at the end of the day. of the day, but market watchers have told ZTN that the auction rate could likely come in below 74. Last week, the Zimbabwe dollar eased by a modest 4.6% to $68.88 from $65.80 in the fourth foreign currency auction. Yesterday, the Bankers Association of Zimbabwe, whose main mandate is to support the banking business of member banks, threw its weight behind the auction system, saying they expected it to bring market stability. We will keep you a watch on the bids and bring you the final rate at the close of business. Now, Finance Minister Professor Mthuli Ncube says the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange could resume trades in a fortnight after the Financial Intelligence Unit has completed its probe into the bourse's operations. He says Treasury was waiting for the completion of the investigation led by FIU, after which the ZSE's operations would then be reviewed. However, Batanai Matsika, a research partner at investment banking firm Morgan & Company, cautioned that the temporary suspension of trades could hurt uptake on the impending Victoria Falls bourse.
Like what I'm saying, there's no clarity and there's no proper communication. I think that's the weaknesses that are picking up from this number. So to say from the word go, investors are not informed as to what exactly is happening, and there's a lot of uncertainty at the same time. So it's bringing about that uncertainty as well for investors. So by the end of the day, you can then open up the market and then talk about this Victoria Falls Stock Exchange, but you are losing trust and confidence at the end of it. Because these are like foreign investors that want to trace my investments out on a daily basis, and then you just tell them that you're closing down the stock market and there's no proper communication. I think the key thing is on proper communication. Who is supposed to communicate, one, and two, what are they communicating, and is it precise in terms of the reasons and also on the timing? I think that's very critical for me.
Moving on into South Africa, a second South African cabinet minister has been hospitalized due to COVID-19. Minister of Employment and Labour, Mr. Thembelani Nkesi, was admitted into hospital this morning. The minister tested positive for the coronavirus almost a week ago and has until last night been in self-quarantine at home. Minister Nkesi is the second member of cabinet to be admitted to hospital after Minister Gwede Mantashe. Still in South Africa, Mpumalanga politician Lindiwe Nchali cost taxpayers 348,000 rands by staying in a hotel for about 7 months because she was allegedly finicky and rejected 6 houses that were allocated to her. After her appointment as Culture, Sports and Recreation MEC in May last year, Nchali stayed at the M20 Sun Hotel in Bombela until November, according to her department and the Department of Public Works, resulting in a hefty 348,743 rand bill. The former Emahlahleni local municipality mayor is the provincial ANC deputy secretary. Now, Jeff Bezos added $13 billion to his net worth on Monday, and the largest single-day jump for an individual since the Bloomberg Billionaires Index was created in 2012. Amazon shares surged 7.9%, the most since December 2018, on rising optimism about web shopping trends, and are up 73% this year. Bezos, Amazon's 56-year-old founder and the world's richest person, has seen his fortune swell to $189 billion, despite the U.S. entering its worst economic downturn since the Great Depression. We move on to the world of sport, where marvelous Nakamba's Aston Villa have a bright chance of moving closer to safety if they can beat in-form Arsenal today. The team occupying the last safe position, Watford, are on 34 points, while Villa are on 31 points. Watford, who have since tempered with their technical setup, face Manchester City at the same time today. City will be looking forward to bouncing back from their defeat to Arsenal in the FA Cup semi-final. Now, Zimbabwean sport often suffers as a result of lack of proper corporate governance, but it is the minority sports that has done well in the country. How is that possible? Now, we spoke to Triathlon Zimbabwe Vice President Pamela Fulton on governance.
Triathlon has always ensured that we apply good governance principles in all our operations. We have always been led by people who are passionate about our sport. We are a sport consisting of 3 sports in one, which therefore means that we have always had to pay attention to detail in all aspects of our sport.
And that's all we had on ZTN News Blitz. Please stay tuned for the President's address on COVID-19 coming up shortly. Thank you for watching.